This is going to be your guide to getting all of these starter Pokemon in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. So they brought back the Island Scan, and with it, many more new Pokemon that can be found with this method. So let's go and take a look at how it works. As you can see here on the bottom, there's a button known as Island Scan, and you will need to get 100 points. So you will need to take 10 scans before you can use it and find new Pokemon in the area. And if you don't have enough, it tells you that you don't have enough. However, there is a catch to this. As you can see, there's a number of scans available on the top screen, and you can only store 10 at a time while getting 1 scan every 2 hours. So effectively, 1 island scan a day. However, there's a way of speeding this up, and it is on your screen right now. Also, I'm going to leave a link to this. I ended up tweeting out the picture because the Pokemon Global link for the Island Scan Global mission gave us special QR codes. So let me go and scan one right now that actually give you double the points. So it means that you can island scan 2 times per day and get 2 starter Pokemon or any of the other starter Pokemon through this method. As you can see, it says a special QR code has been scanned, and it gives you 20 points because it's a special code. I think that's pretty neat that the special codes transferred over from Pokemon Sun and Moon into Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. So effectively, this is how long it takes to scan all the codes and then max out. So it's going to be twice as fast. And also, the even crazier thing about this is that when you're done scanning all of these codes, you just scan them again. You don't need 10 different codes every day. You just do the same 5 over and over. Every time you do an island scan, it resets the codes that you have scanned for yourself. So this gives you right here, this one picture gives you 2 island scans every 20 hours. So what do we do once we have the points? Well, we just island scan on the island that we are trying to get the Pokemon on. So you can do that, just hold down, and Pony Island's being scanned. Boop. New Pokemon. So location of a trace of this Pokemon has been found. So as we can see, we have the Electros in Pony Grove right now. Well, what about getting starter Pokemon? That's what this video is all about, and it's about being at the right place at the right time. So your location and your day is what determines the Pokemon that you find. So let's try that again, but in a different island. So it is Sunday in my game time, which is another thing to note. As you can see, we have Charmander this time. So we'll tell you where you can find this Pokemon, and there's nothing really special about it. You just wander around the grass until it appears, and then if you get lucky, could happen. So I think it like kind of counts as like an uncommon Pokemon encounter. Are we going to get it? No, we get Cutifly instead. So you just run away and you keep running around. You got an hour to find the Pokemon, and you're pretty much good to go from there. So the thing about these Pokemon that are called in this way, they will not SOS, so unfortunately you can't get the hidden ability like that, and they are pretty difficult to shiny hunt because it is going to be just normal encounter odds with that. But there are a few good things about it as well, that these Pokemon will have a random move. So we'll look into the Pokemon list of where you find them, what move they get, and all of those other details. But hey, didn't take too long to get the Charmander. That's pretty cool. Now, since starter Pokemon aren't naturally found in the wild, they do come with a fairly low catch rate of 45, so a quick ball doesn't guarantee it, so I recommend just having good Pokemon for catching. Breloom usually does the job, just over level, false swipe, drop it down to 1 hit points, get it done with the Spore, so false swipe then Spore, don't Spore and false swipe like I did. That's going to be the highest chance to catch it, and it shouldn't take too long to get yourself that Pokemon. And then once you've caught your Pokemon, you can go right back to scanning codes, and you're pretty much good to go from there. The only real limitation is the amount of codes that you can scan per day, and you can do this at any stage of the game. So if you are in your first playthrough, just starting out the game, just do some island scans. If it's the right day, you can actually play through the game with effectively a Kanto starter or any of the other starter Pokemon that you find on the other islands. So let's go and talk about the Pokemon locations as well. So, really quick, that's the tweet that I had for all of the codes. You can check out the tweet, or you can just scan it off your computer right now. And then, there's also a little bit that I want to talk about. This is the same as it was for Pokemon Sun and Moon, and between Pokemon Sun and Moon and Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, we have all of these starter Pokemon available. So, for the quick recap on Pokemon Sun and Moon, Island Scan on Melee Island gave us the 2nd generation starters, so Sunday, Monday, and Friday for Cyndaquil, Totodile, and Chikorita. Then we had Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for Superior, Samurott, and then the Emboar. And the thing is, even though there's 2 Pokemon one day, we can do this method and we can obtain 2 Pokemon in the same day, and potentially even 3. That you can save an island scan. So what you do is you get 100 points, wait for all of your scans to come back, and then you can just do that one, the other 2, which means you can potentially get 3 Pokemon, 3 different islands island scanned in a single day. Well, this is what we have for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur. This is going to be on Melee Island, and we have Charmander Route 3 Sunday. We have Squirtle Seaward Cave on Monday, and then we have Bulbasaur Route 2 on Friday. For the next ones, we start getting into some pretty crazy territory pretty quick. Combuskin. So then we go into the Hoenn starters, and they will be evolved. So Combuskin, that's going to be Route 8 on Tuesday. Grovyle will be Route 5 on Friday, and then we have the Marshtomp Brooklet Hill on Saturday. So Akala Island. I do like the way that they did it. Instead of just having like Melee and Pony Island like they did in Sun and Moon, every island has 3 days, so almost half the week where you can just scan there and then get a starter Pokemon. Then after that, we transition into the 4th generation. So on Ula Ula Island, Primplup will be Route 16. Grotto will be Ula Ula Meadow, and then we have Monferno, Route 11 on Friday. So yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday right there. And then the last one that we have are going to be the fully evolved 6th generation Pokemon. Chestnut, Exeggutor Island, Greninja, Pony Wilds, and then Delphox, Ancient Pony Path. That's going to be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So yeah, pick a day, pick an island, get the starter Pokemon, and then adding into the starter Pokemon that you naturally get into the game, 15 starter Pokemon in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon alone. Then we have 21 starter Pokemon, every starter obtainable inside of the 7th generation. That is some good work on Game Freak's part right there, and it's through a feature that would be overlooked otherwise. So I think it's a good way of promoting the feature. I think it's a good way of expanding the amount of Pokemon that you can obtain in the games, and it just works out for everyone. Now, you might have noticed that starter Pokemon aren't the only Pokemon that can be obtained with this feature, and that's kind of where I want to transition this guide into just an overall island scanning guide. That this right here, these are the God codes, that we get 2 island scans per day with them. So yeah, I would just be repeating myself. I'm kind of already repeating myself, but I mean, if I did an island scan video, it'd effectively be the same thing. It would include the starters and then talk about the other Pokemon. So what I want to do is reverse that. Talk about the starters, but also the other desirable island scan Pokemon that you need, because with 2 island scans per day, that means in just 2 weeks, you can, if you feel like a completionist, you can get all of the Pokemon in Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon that are obtained via Island Scan, and it doesn't even take that long. Just put in a couple minutes every day, wrap through the codes, and then you're good to go. So let's go and check out some of the more interesting Pokemon on the Island Scan, like the Scatterbug. So Scatterbug, we haven't seen it in so long. Route 2, Sandalwood Forest, X and Y. That was it. If you wanted an Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, you had to trade it. If you wanted Pokemon Sun and Moon, you have to Pokemon Bank after you trade it to Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. So finally, there is a method of finding Scatterbug, and it is kind of weird. I feel like Vivillon was like this really hype Pokemon back in XY, and then it slowly faded into obscurity. So at least now there is a more modern way of obtaining it, which is still pretty good. Onyx, we do have the Steelix. So yeah, there are some also Mega Pokemon. So fortunately, this is a way of kind of just fitting in the Mega Pokemon that weren't in the Alola Dex in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Instead of Pokemon banking or anything like that, you can just catch the Pokemon and then go into Mega when you need to. Horsey, that doesn't have Mega. That was also in Pokemon Sun and Moon. So you can use this list to kind of compare as to which Pokemon are still around. So Litwick, Horsey, those are still obtainable. Then we have Onyx and then Scatterbug being added to the list instead. So between Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, and Ultra Moon, a lot of Pokemon that you can obtain. Beedrill. So you can find Beedrill on Route 4 on Akala Island, and that's going to be on Thursday. Actually, this is more like Pokedex. No, this isn't Pokedex order. This is just kind of like weird location splitting instead of like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I'm not really sure about the order on this, but overall, you know, you can just kind of look where you need to and then find the Pokemon that you want. So now we have Rhyhorn and Onyx that are obtainable in Sun and Moon. We can get the Megas for the Hoenn starter Pokemon if we want to. Then just some others that you can find. Let's see, who else is pretty cool? Pidgeot. Yeah, Mega Pidgeot. That's definitely something you can get, and then you can find it on Route 10. So just like I said with the starter Pokemon, a lot of the things apply. If, say, you don't want to use a Charmander throughout your playthrough, instead you can get a Litwick and then just kind of evolve into a Chandelure, and then you're beating the game with a Chandelure. Might not be a Alola Dex, but at any time you can Island Scan, pick up some of these awesome Pokemon for yourself, and like I said, since it's only 2 weeks, you might as well just scan islands every day. Akala Melee Monday, and then the next week you do Ula Ula Island and Pony Island, then you have all the Island Scan Pokemon just like that. And then there's another really cool Pokemon with the Rotom. Rotom just felt really out of place not being obtainable in Pokemon Sun and Moon. Like, there's the Rotom Dex. Rotom exists in the Alola region, but doesn't exist as an Alola Pokemon, so now you can actually catch it in Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. I feel like a major injustice has been fixed that way, and look at that. It's level 61. So you catch it with a synchronized Pokemon, you get the right nature, you get up to level 100, you hyper train it, and now you just have a competitive Rotom just like that without much work. And then also, I kind of skipped over the egg moves as well, so this could be good for getting egg moves. Unfortunately, you cannot receive hidden abilities with this, so it makes things kind of awkward. Like, I guess the best thing is that you can get an Island Scan Pokemon that might have the egg move that you're looking for anyways, and then you just get it competitive like that if you get the right nature. It kind of helps for breeding, kind of not. It's mostly just about, like, expanding your Pokemon collection. Oh yeah, and there's also Ralts. So some people are probably upset that I skipped over Ralts because, you know, Gardevoir waifu. But I mean, hey, Mega Gardevoir, Mega Gallade. Can definitely get those. And then we have Misty Terrain, Route 6 on a Sunday to obtain the Ralts, which kind of brings me to another point, that the days kind of matter and kind of don't matter, and you can technically skip ahead because it goes off of the DS time. It's not like the game syncs up with the internet and then remembers what day it is. Now, what I want to do was test out the Island Scan after changing the day. So yeah, I actually ended up changing my date, and now I can get Onyx, so that's another thing that you can do. What I did was I built up the Island Scans, and then I changed the day just in case the game would, like, time me out or penalize me. But I don't even know if it did that, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another couple of pictures of these right here. It doesn't, you can't scan QR codes patterns because you don't have any scans remaining. So, okay. So I already used up all my scans, and I'm wondering if it's actually going to slow me down on how long it takes to refill the QR code scans. Either way, if you already have remaining scans, you can take pictures after changing the time, which means you could theoretically get all of the starter Pokemon on an island in a single day, that you carry one over, you scan it, and then you go scan, 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 and then you get the other ones. And I don't know how the timeout works from there. It might penalize you for like 24 hours before you can refill all of them. But if you don't have any plans on getting Pokemon for a couple of days, that's something else you can do. So changing the clock actually isn't the worst thing ever. Also, I'm sorry about that. That probably looked like really garbage on the video because I gestured my hand while I said changing the clock, but probably not the best thing to be doing. Either way, there's like a lot of different things that you can do with the Island Scan feature that aren't just starter Pokemon, and there's a lot of cool Pokemon that you can obtain as well. Like a Pokemon like the Hoenn, that's obtainable in both Pokemon Sun and Moon, Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and there's things to know. You know, you get the extra moves, you learn where the Pokemon are, then you get to use them at any point during the game. So guys, enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.